Looking at Japan on Instagram makes it seem like a futuristic fantasy land. Heck, it makes you want to visit immediately. But naturally, your rational side has some questions. Should you visit? What are the pros and cons of going there? What should you know before traveling? Relax, we've got all the answers to your endless worries, making your decision far easier. So join us in today's video as we discover the truth about visiting Japan. First off, the weather shock. Japan covers an expanse of over 3,000 kilometers, and in that land, there are plenty of islands with weather of their own. No kidding, it changes drastically throughout the country at different times of the year. Climate change has only made things worse. For instance, if you end up visiting Kyoto in the summer, you'd be sweating non-stop. It literally becomes too hot to handle. And then there's the exact opposite too. Winters in Hokkaido will turn you into an icicle. Don't listen to Elsa. This cold will totally bother you. And don't even get us started on the rainy season. Man, the sudden downpours and typhoons can hit you out of nowhere. But thankfully, the really cool umbrellas and raincoats will save you from getting soaked to the bone. Similarly, they've got wearable ice packs for hot summers. You'd be surprised at how chic weatherproofing is in the Asian country. Yes, the sudden weather may take you off guard, but if you've studied up on it, you'll be good to go. The good news is you can enjoy every type of season. Just ensure you've got the appropriate wardrobe for whatever region you're visiting and check the weather forecast to save yourself from a ruined trip. Moving on, it's the natural disasters hotspot. Like it or not, Japan can be hit by an earthquake or a tsunami without any warning. Yep, San Andreas, the Impossible, or Tidal Wave has a perfect setting here. If you've watched these movies, you already know the worst-case scenarios. So why is it a hotspot? It's because it sits on the part of Earth called the Ring of Fire. Sounds scary? It should. The area is named so because it sits where several tectonic plates meet, and when they move, calamity falls, and you won't see it coming. It also means that volcanic activity is pretty high here. That's exactly why Japan has over 100 active volcanoes ready to spit fire. You won't lava them at all. But you don't have to run away in a panic just yet. The country already knows its tussle with natural disasters, so it comes prepared. It has built state-of-the-art buildings and barriers that can withstand Earth's temper tantrums. Yes, they may not be 100% safe, but they're the best in the world. Safe to say, it's far more likely you die in a road accident than in a natural disaster here. Even Japan's traffic is so organized with excellent safety standards, so you're not dying anytime soon. Up next, your tattoos may be troublesome. Yeah, that's a bit of bad news, especially if your tattoo is somewhere easily visible. They're considered taboo here because the Japanese think they're only for gangstas. Yeah, they're not big on artistic expression. Pop culture may have taught you about the feared Yakuza of Japan. Mostly, the gang members get inked here, so it's become closely associated with criminals. It's not a big deal if you keep them covered unless you're planning to hit a traditional onsen. These hot spring resorts have a big no-no policy for tattoos. They'll ask you if you're inked and may not allow you to enter if you do. And don't even think about lying. They'll find out soon because onsens require you to be in your birthday suit. It'll end as a pretty embarrassing experience if they kick you out. Apart from the onsens, it may not be too problematic if you don't hide them, but be ready to face the brunt of their stereotypes with judgmental stares and cold behavior. Oh well, every country has its pet peeves and you can't do much about it. Let's talk about how cuteness is literally bursting out of every corner. If you can't stand too much cuteness, stay far away from Japan. The country is dripping with adorable toys, gadgets, accessories, posters, and advertisements. Basically, it's the kawaii concept. We're already aware of the anime craze, and you'll find it everywhere in its origin country. Every brand will have its mascot, even the police force. While some people eat it all up, it can be cute overload for some. It ultimately brings a culture shock for visitors. Just know in Japan, you can run from it, but you cannot hide. Not to mention, what's up with the masks? Even before COVID made masks common, the Japanese have been wearing them. They come in all types, ranging from white surgical ones to cutesy chic models. So are the locals that big of a germaphobe? Not at all. In fact, they're protecting you. Bet that's a plot twist you wouldn't have seen coming. Most citizens immediately take up masks when they feel under the weather. Any big or small symptoms of flu, cough, fever, or other illness makes them mask up. So they're not germaphobes or insulting you. They just don't want their virus to spread to the surrounding individuals. That is a big, respectful move. This is also why disinfectants and sanitizers are all the rage there. Even their escalator handles, public buttons, and seats are sanitized to prevent bacterial spread. No wonder the Japanese are counted as one of the cleanest nations. Better get behind them in this regard. Also, pollen becomes a huge issue with drastic weather and abundant nature around them. Most of them are allergic to it, so you'll see many masks during the blooming season. Up next, you should get a rail pass. When traveling, getting another country's rail pass doesn't make sense, miles, right? But in Japan, it'll be the best idea ever. Japan's famous bullet train system is no secret. It's super advanced in transportation and makes it easier for tourists too. That's why Japan Rail Pass, aka the JR Pass, will save you some big bucks, adding more space to your budget. The Unlimited Pass not only allows you access to bullet trains, but also JR-branded buses, commuter trains, and even ferries. If that makes you happy, hold up, we've got more good news. The Asian nation also offers special discounts on fares and tickets to foreign passport holders. The price cut means 2 people can travel for the price of 1. Ain't that a traveler's dream? Of course, it depends on how long you visit and what regions you want to see, but if you're traveling for over a week and planning to see multiple long-distance places, a JR Pass is the way to do it. We suggest getting it before you arrive in the country, then you can activate it from any JR office nearby. What's more, let's look at the metro's timings. Speaking of transportation, JR Pass may apply to some in-city trains, but not the major privately owned metro and subway. But you can easily get a subway ticket to use them. That's not the issue. The bigger problem is they're not 24/7, not even in the bustling city of Tokyo. Depending on where you are in Japan, the metro system stops around 11:30 p.m. to 1 a.m., so the late-night club visits will have to be cut short, or you can dance till you see the sunlight. No matter your plans, looking at the metro's timing beforehand will really pay off, and you won't be left without a ride. Speaking of late-night parties, be ready for some drunk businessmen passed out in the metro. It may sound strange, but they're a common sight in Japanese metros. And no, they're not usually like this. Mostly the locals are total gentlemen. The thing is, they're workaholics and prefer to end the night with a booze session. Nothing like drinks to take the tiredness away. But the result is stumbling back home in the metro with untucked clothes. Even if they're not drunk, you'll find many folks sleeping in the metro after an exhausting day. After 2 to 3 days in Japan, we bet it won't feel like a weird sight anymore. Now for the endless walks you'll go on. Let's be honest, you won't constantly be on the subways. Sometimes walking will be much quicker to reach your destination, resulting in long walks. Japan is big on walking culture. Word has it that so much walking there could challenge even the most well-versed travelers. So don't think it won't bother you even if you're fit. While the 15-minute walk to your next stop may seem like little, it all adds up at the end of the day. So you should invest in a good pair of shoes and socks to make the journey comfortable. Also, make sure the footwear is easily removable. You'll probably visit many sacred places and need to enter barefoot. The same goes for entering someone's house. Leave the shoes and the disrespect out. Also, hear this. People don't like eating while walking or just standing in the street aimlessly. You can stand if you're at a vending machine, otherwise, better clear the way. Last but not least, being respectful in Japan. If there's one thing the Japanese can't stand, it's disrespect. You shouldn't point at others, stare at them, or capture a picture without their permission. Also, tipping is considered disrespectful here. Even talking loudly or fighting in public is a bad move. They won't like it at all. Why is that? Basically, the Japanese try to be super careful not to offend anyone. They're mindful of their surroundings and highly respect each other, especially the elders. That's why you'll see many people bowing to signify gratitude or respect. At the first meeting, the locals may even seem cold and unfriendly, but they're just shy and trying to give you your space. Once they open up to you, you'll never find more warm people anywhere. We recommend learning a few hello and thank you phrases to win them over. Gift giving is also considered a major way of showing respect and thanking them for their kindness. While traveling, learning someone's culture will always win you brownie points, and it'll give you an insanely memorable trip to Japan. And that's a wrap. So after knowing these things, will you be visiting Japan or not? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and share it with someone dying to go there. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.